No co-opening once more this time, people. There's quite a lot of news to cover, so let's get straight to it. Hi everybody, this is CVGS, I'm the Captain here, and on this recap for the Vanguard livestream for Overdress on 27 April 2021, we'll be looking at the reviews and sharing our collective thoughts on them. Apologies to our brothers and sisters of Overdress, but until we're past the Token Rubble title trial deck and title booster set release on May 22nd, we will likely not see any news about DBT02 until then. But as I promised from last week, we will recap the Stokia reveals in the Festival Collection 2021 that came out last Friday. Hydro Hail Dragon has an auto skill on the Rearguard circle. When this unit's attack hits the Vanguard, by retiring this unit, choose a grade 3 unit in the drop zone and add it to your hand. What makes this a nice card is that while this is a skill that's designed to retrieve Zorga from the drop zone when it's milled out, Magnolia players can actually use this to actually fetch back more Magnolias from the drop zone for more Persona riding for the full benefit of Magnolia's skill. Silverhorn Beast Kusui. This is a 15k power base grade 1, which is pretty insane, but it does have the continuous skill of this unit cannot ride and can only be called in the center back row rearguard circle. Just like with Hydro Hail, Kusui can benefit in Zorga by providing a very strong booster to the Vanguard when it attacks. And in Magnolia, it's a great alternative choice next to Charis, Lattice, and the grade 2, which is Gunosla. I'm just trying to get the pronunciation right. So it's one of a good alternative choice next to those three to attack from the back row. Combine this card with Gunosla, and the latter can actually power up even further by 20k with ease. One last bit of news for Overdress before we move on is a reveal of a new card that's in the next monthly Bushiro magazine releasing in May. And it is Moon Rabbit Witch Rubinia for Keta Sanctuary. Name subject to change. When placed on Rearguard Circle, by Counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand, send to the soul, and draw 1. A good card that can add some good top deck manipulation for Bastion or more likely Hexor Orb Sorceress to set your grade 3s or triggers to the top of the deck for the respective Vanguards to check. Moving on to the reveals for the live stream, we have the new right line for Token Rubble in its Kasen Kanesada. We'll jump straight to the Cento version since its normal form is the standard on right, draw 1 if you are going second. New or returning players to Vanguard via Token Rubble, I highly encourage you to check out last week's recap in the icard above me or in the link below. Kasen Kanesada Cento. When rolled upon by Kasen Kanesada Toku, choose one of your Vanguards and for the turn they get plus 10k, and continues on the Rearguard circle during your turn it gets plus 2k power. Looking mighty Dimension Police there, Kanesada. Kasen Kanesada Toku. When rolled upon by Kasen Kanesada Kiwami, soul charge 1, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5k for that turn. It also has the same skill as its Cento counterpart. During your turn it gets plus 2k power on the Rearguard circle. Looking very Dimension Police there, Kanesada. Kasen Kanesada Kiwami, the final card in the right line. Once per turn on the Vanguard circle by paying Soul Blast 1 and resting as many Rearguards, for every Rearguard rested by this unit's cost, this unit gets plus 5k. Its continuous skill on the Rearguard circle during the battle that this unit attack is if this unit is 30k or more at the time, your opponent can only call 2 or more cards from hand to the Guardian circle. Looking completely Dimension Police there, Kanesada! As much as I joke about it, this right line has a great set of skills for fans of Kasen Kanesada. Limiting your opponent from putting down a simple PG for its incoming 30k plus attack can be a good hamper to your opponent when his hand is low. And combining them with the triple Rs that were revealed in the booster set shows just how well versed a Token Rubble deck can be no matter which right line you go with. We'll start with Juzumaru Tsunetsugu. I got the name right. Once per turn on the Rearguard circle, by paying Counterblast 1 and resting this unit and another Rearguard, choose one of your opponent's units and they get minus 5k power. And if you Persona Road this turn, stand all of your Rearguards. For new and returning players, Persona Ride is a skill that grade 3s have, indicated by this marker over here. To perform a Persona Ride, all you need to do is write a card with this marker with one that has the same name as your Vanguard. And when you Persona Ride, you draw one card, and for the turn you gain the effect of all of your front row units get plus 10k power. This card works great with Kasen Kanesada. Because Juzumaru can withstand all of your Rearguards, you can rest your entire field, 3 for Kasen Kanesada, himself and 1 more for Juzumaru, and you can power up your Vanguard while reducing your opponent's power in 2 skills. Onimaru Kunitsuna. Auto on the Rearguard circle. When this unit attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, by paying Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 for the battle, this unit gets plus 5k power and plus 1 critical. At the end of the battle, send this unit to the bottom of the deck. This is a good card for any token Rubble deck as it adds good threat that can scare a few cards out of your opponent's hand. Nothing much to add here. We're saving the wildest for last as we talk about the poster sword boy for token Rubble, Mikatsuchi Munichika. So once per turn on the Rearguard circle, when this unit attacks, activate the following effects based on the number of cards in your damage zone. 3 or more, for that turn this unit gets plus 5k power. 4 or more, look at the top card of your deck and put it to the top or bottom. 5 or more, by paying counter plus 1 and soul plus 1, stand this unit. Mikatsuchi has a wild skill. He's a self standard at 5 damage or more with added power and a chance to check the top card and see if it's something that you want to check. He'll attack the Vanguard so that you can have a chance to check for trigger, and if it is, you can possibly receive the trigger benefits for more powerful attack after the Vanguard attacks. But when it comes to consideration of power, we have to give the crown to Odenta Mitsuyo. When this unit's attack hits, if you Persona Road this turn by paying counter plus 1, choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. Rarely has it been done, but on hit heal is a very big threat, and if you somehow cannot defend this attack when it can be activated, you're gonna have a bad time. Speaking of can't defend this attack, we got reveals for the Overtrigger that will be in the trial deck and booster sets, which have been revealed as the Shiken Hisatsu of the various right lines available for the Token Rubble set. To cover our bases for new and returning players once again, Overtriggers are a new trigger type that adds 100 million power to a unit when checked. Insert my old Austin Powers joke here.
You heard me.
100 million power! When you check an Overtrigger, you remove it from the game, draw one card, and choose a unit and it gets plus 100 million power. If you check the Overtrigger as a drive check, you'll be able to activate its additional effect afterwards. In the case of this Overtrigger, the additional effect is during your turn, all of your units get plus 1 critical. I will feel sorry for any poor sap who died to this immediately because of the Overtrigger. But wait, the Overtrigger looks different than the ones we got in the mainline Vanguard Overdress. That's because these are trigger orders. Again, to cover our bases, order cards are basically magic spell cards that can be used once per turn for their effect. There are now 4 different types of order cards: normal orders, which can be played in the main phase, blitz orders that can be played during the guard step, set orders which are like field spell cards, and now trigger orders, which is an order card that doubles as a trigger. These trigger orders can be used like normal order cards, and they have the effect when played, choose one of your Vanguards, it gets plus 1 critical for the turn, and if you have 5 or more cards in your damage zone, all of your units get plus 10k power. The mainline Overtriggers come with a huge shield power, so turning these Overtriggers into offensive cards adds a good difference between what you can expect from mainline and collab sets. The last thing to mention for Token Rubble is that there are going to be promo cards released alongside the set on May 22nd. These promos can be picked up during events during the month of June. I'll go over them briefly. Uchidori Ju Monju Yari. When this unit attacks from the Rearguard circle by paying counter plus 1, choose one of the following. During this battle, this unit gets plus 5k power. During this battle, your opponent cannot intercept. Choose a back row Rearguard in the same column as the unit being attacked, and retire it. Hanjin. When your opponent's back row Rearguard is retired during your turn, by sending this card to the soul, choose one of your units and it gets plus 10k power. Ichimonji Norimune. Continue this on the back row Rearguard circle. During your turn, if you have 4 or more units, this unit gets boost and plus 5k power. Murakumo Go. From drop zone by paying counter plus 1, activate one of the following effects. If you have Sumidare Go on your Rearguard circle, call this unit to an empty Rearguard circle. If you have Sumidare Go in your soul, put this unit into the soul. And with that, we move on to the final piece of news from the live stream, and it is for the Monster Strike collab on July 23rd. The big mystery left over from last week is what will a gacha mechanic look like in Vanguard, and the answer we got this week was completely hilarious. The right deck for Monster Strike decks is going to be different from the mainline Vanguard Overdress decks, in that the Gacha Ridora, which is considered part of your 50 card deck, can be added to your right deck alongside your grade 0, 1, 2, and 3. Our first Vanguard for Monster Strike is revealed as the Golden Egg, and its skill, I kid you not, says when you stand up, you become a striker. I'm a striker now! Now I needed some help in getting information on the Monster Strike reveals, so I want to thank Matthew92 Free and Aeon for helping me compile this information. Now what happens when you become a striker is that you set an order card from your right deck, the Gacha Ridora, to your order zone and open the monster box. The monster box is looking like it's a place somewhere outside of the field, and it has the effect during your main phase you may exchange a card in your hand and a card in your monster box with the same grade. And how do you get cards in your monster box? That's where the gacha hell comes in. Gacha Ridora's skills are revealed. The first is by resting this card, you put the top card of your deck into the monster box face up. The second, and it's hilarious to say out loud, once per fight. If both players' Vanguards are grade 3 by Counterblast 2 and resting this unit, put the top 10 cards of your deck in your monster box face up and then choose up to 3 cards in your monster box and call them to rearguard circles. It's nothing new that we've seen here in Vanguard thanks to Go Paladin, but it's a very nice gimmick and a great recreation of a gacha mechanic from a mobile game in Vanguard. We didn't get any more information about Monster Strike units and how they could interact with the monster box, but for the moment this does add a good amount of hype for what's to come in July. And I guess it bears mentioning that since it involves units in the overdress era, Vanguard 0 is having a tower event where you and your team can tackle the tower to get cards from the overdress format in Vanguard 0. Through the event, you can pick up Trickstar, Virina, Sunrise Egg, Blaze Maidens, Reno and Ryu, and the Chakravarti Divine Dragon Nirvana, and they come with skills that is scaled for Vanguard 0, but the interesting thing to note is that they have incorporated the right deck, overdress, and Persona Ride into the game. I won't go into all the skills for these units in Vanguard 0 since this video is long enough as it is. Thanks to our community on Discord, I can flash up these skills right here for you. But from what we can see in how they brought in overdress as we know it, Persona Ride on a smaller but fairer scale, and skills that emulate the right deck in such a good manner. This is one of those rare moments where I'm actually considering returning to Vanguard 0 just to take part in the event. So what do you guys think? Has Monster Strike left you wanting more? What about your thoughts on Trigger Orders exclusive to Token Rumble? Leave your comments below. And if you want to be part of the live conversation with us on Overdress, we're on Twitch for Tuesdays live streams and Wednesdays for discussion streams here on YouTube. So be sure to follow us on Twitch for our gaming streams, slam that like and subscribe button, and ring the ding the bell so you can notify of all of our videos when they get released, be it for Vanguard or for Battle Spirits. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We have a Discord as well where you can find myself, Dempster and Leon on most nights. If you like what we do here and want to support us directly, you can join our membership where you can be like Wen Hao Law, Daddy Agrieto and Samuel McKay, and have access to our meme emotes and badges during our premieres and live streams. So with that said, thank you guys again for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!